Let's be real for a second. If you're an exhausted professional who's just running on fumes right now, or maybe a stressed out student tuning in with heavy eyes, I want you to ask yourself a seriously important question. Are you suffering from junk sleep? I mean, we live in this hyper-busy culture that kind of treats sleep like a luxury, right? And caffeine, well, we treat that like a food group. But this constant tug of war with our own biology, it is leaving us absolutely drained.
So welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going on a really fascinating 24-hour journey straight through your very own biological clock. We're going to completely demystify how your body naturally generates energy, how you might actually be artificially hijacking that process without even realizing it, and what literally happens when you close your eyes at night.
To do that, we've got a pretty solid roadmap for you today. We'll trace our natural waking hormones, dig into our daytime caffeine habits, expose the real dangers of getting bad rest, and finally, look at some genuinely science-backed solutions to fix it.
Right, so let's jump straight in. Waking up with cortisol. It is basically your body's natural alarm clock. To really understand our energy, we first have to understand the circadian rhythm of what scientists call the HPA axis in our bodies, more specifically how it pumps out cortisol. Now normally, your peak cortisol production happens right there in the early morning. It's your body's built-in chemical surge to get you out of bed and ready to tackle the day. And then, following that morning peak, those cortisol levels just gradually decline as the day goes on, eventually hitting rock bottom during the first half of the night so you can actually rest. It's this brilliant natural rhythm. But, well, what happens when that natural morning energy starts to totally crash by mid-afternoon?
That brings us to our afternoon intervention, the chemistry of caffeine. To understand why that 2 p.m. cup of coffee feels like such a lifesaver, we need to talk about a biological process called competitive inhibition. Now, stick with me here. Think of this like a microscopic game of musical chairs happening right inside your brain. As you go about your day burning energy, these little molecules called adenosine build up and just sort of float around up there. When the music stops and they grab a seat by binding to your nerve receptors, they slow down your brain's signaling. That's what actually makes you feel drowsy. But when you drink coffee, caffeine enters the game.
And this brilliantly shows how caffeine is basically an imposter. Structurally, it's so incredibly similar to adenosine that your nerve cells literally can't tell the difference. So, caffeine steals those chairs from the tiredness causing adenosine. And because the adenosine is blocked out, your nerves don't slow down, they actually speed up. Your pituitary gland senses all this rapid firing, hits the panic button assuming you're in a state of emergency, and boom, triggers adrenaline. But huge warning here, guys. As your body builds a tolerance, it creates more adenosine receptors. So when you don't get that daily caffeine fix, all those extra receptors get absolutely flooded with adenosine, leading to a brutal crash. We're talking vasodilation, which is this extreme widening of blood vessels in your brain that gives you those awful withdrawal headaches, plus a sharp drop in serotonin that leaves you feeling super irritable and anxious. Not fun.
So what happens when we just keep masking that exhaustion? Well, let's talk about the dangers of junk sleep and what happens when rest goes totally wrong.
The British Sleep Council actually coined this perfect term for what most of us are dealing with, and that's junk sleep. Simply put, it's sleep that just isn't long enough, or honestly, of good enough quality to restore your brain for the next day. When you miss out on that deep, restorative rest, your body gets totally overwhelmed. Toxins start to build up, vital physical repairs get put on hold, and all the information from your day, it just sits there, unfiled in your brain. You are essentially locking your body's night shift maintenance crew right out of the building.
And the crucial takeaway here is that missing sleep has some very real, very severe consequences. Our bodies just never adjust to fighting their natural circadian rhythm. For example, get this. Research shows that working night shifts is linked to a shocking 9% increased risk of developing diabetes. And that's not even mentioning the hit your overall brain function and digestion take. Sleep is absolutely not a corner you can cut without paying a heavy, heavy physical tax. Okay, so we know what happens when we don't get it. Let's look inside the actual sleep cycle to see the architecture of what proper rest looks like.
You literally have to progress through very specific stages to be a fully functional human being the next day. First up, you desperately need stage 4 sleep. This is the physical maintenance phase. It's when your body tissues mend, your organs finally rest and offload toxins, and real physical regeneration happens. But equally vital is stage 5, which you probably know as REM sleep. This is when your brain is just lighting up with activity, filtering the day's events, dreaming, and sorting through all your complex emotions. REM is where new information gets locked in, so you can problem solve later. And this, by the way, is exactly why heavy sleep medications often leaving you feeling super groggy and emotionally frayed. They might knock you out into that deep physical sleep, sure, but they often make you skip this incredibly crucial, emotionally restorative REM stage entirely.
Which brings us to the good part. Natural solutions for better rest. How do we take back our night? Honestly, a lot of this just comes down to tweaking your daily routine. First off, tweak your diet. Studies actually show that eating more fiber increases your time in that deep, slow-wave sleep, while heavy saturated fats and sugars just lead to lighter, much more interrupted sleep. Second, you gotta ban those heavy meals 2 to 3 hours before bed. You don't want your body working overtime trying to digest a heavy load while it's also trying to shut down for the night, right? Third, cut the blue light from your screens at least an hour before hitting the pillow. Blue light completely tricks your biological clock into holding back melatonin, which is your key sleep hormone. And finally, ditch the alcohol nightcap. Yeah, it might help you pass out faster, but as it wears off in your system, it literally acts as a stimulant. That's why you often jolt completely awake at 3 a.m. after a few drinks.
Now, if you still need a little extra help winding down, science actually points toward natural herbal solutions over those heavy prescriptions. We're talking extracts from herbs like Valerian and Hops. In clinical sleep lab trials, these have been shown to successfully restore your correct sleep cycling. Patients taking a combo of Valerian and Hops actually spent more time at deeper levels of sleep and woke up totally refreshed, completely dodging that dreaded morning grogginess you get from synthetic sleep aids.
But here's a wild twist. You could get fantastic quality sleep all night long, but if you wake up at the wrong biological moment, your morning can still be totally ruined. You've got to do the math.
And the magic number you need to remember here is 90. See, our natural sleep cycles last approximately 90 minutes. If your alarm drags you out of bed right in the absolute middle of one of those deep cycles, you are going to feel terrible, just miserable. So instead, try reframing your alarm strategy to use multiples of 90 minutes. Let's say you go to sleep at 10 p.m. You should aim to wake up at either 5:30 a.m. or 7 a.m. rather than 6 a.m. By timing it so you wake up at the natural end of a 90-minute cycle, your transition into the waking world is infinitely more pleasant.
You know, I really love this old Irish proverb. It goes, "A good laugh and a long sleep are the best cures in the doctor's book." Isn't that great? It's just a wonderful, timely reminder that prioritizing our rest is not a sign of weakness, and it's definitely not laziness. It is literally the ultimate foundational medicine for our bodies.
So we've walked through the 24-hour cycle of your body today, from that very first morning cortisol spike into the microscopic molecular battles of caffeine, right down into the actual architecture of your dreams. So I want to leave you with this final thought. In a hyper-busy society that constantly, relentlessly demands more of your energy, are you ready to rethink your daily routine and prioritize the biological rest your body truly needs? Take these hacks, respect that internal clock of yours, and seriously try implementing them tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.